Springtime, we're in pre-spawn, the waters are starting to warm up, especially up here in the Midwest. We're looking for lures that can entice those bass to eat. Stay tuned, we're going to talk about one that will get them to eat and is a lot of fun to fish. Hey folks, welcome to Casting with Kirk. I'm Kirk. I'm so glad you could join me today. So in the springtime, bass are starting to move up into some shallower areas. They're looking to stage to get ready for that spawn. They're coming out of a winter slumber. They're looking to eat. They're hungry. Spring bass fishing can be nonstop action if you can find those fish, and they're hitting hard. And at the same time of getting out there and trying to find them and fish the right lure, you want to have fun at it. And today we're going to talk about a lure that catches bass and is fun to fish. And that is going to be what is called a soft jerkbait. A lot of people also refer these as a fluke bait. These are fun. Now what you're looking at is a bait that resembles a bait fish. It can be rigged a couple of different ways. I like to rig it sometimes on a little ball-headed jig or a little tiny football jig. You can bounce that through the rocks. They also make weighted, what are called swim bait hooks. And this has a little screw on it at the eye of the hook that all you're going to do is take that fluke bait or soft jerk bait, screw it up onto that hook. It's got a little slot in the body where the hook is going to come up through, and you're going to thread it up. Give a little cover of that little hook there, a little skin hook, and there you go. It's got a little weight on the belly. They also make them where there's no weight, where it's weightless, because these little lures will fly. This is one of my favorite ways to rig it, is with that weighted belly hook. Works great. Now I try to keep simple color selection. There's certain companies out there that they have like 30 different colors. I like to go with some type of white shad color. This is a disco, it's called. And then I also like to have something that resembles more of a bait fish, like bluegill, something like that. Now when throwing these, I like to throw them most of the time, probably 99% of the time. I'll be throwing this on my medium heavy. Sometimes I'll go down to a medium spinning rod. I'll usually throw it with 8 to 10 pound test monofilament, get really good casting distance, get good hook sets. You can also then take these and skip them under docks using that spinning rod. If I'm going a heavier weights, that's when I'll go to a bait caster. But most of the time I'm keeping it pretty light. Like I said, these alone rigged weightless will fly a country mile. Now the retrieve is fun. You cast that thing out, you're covering a lot of water, and you're jerking the tip down of your spinning rod. What you're doing is it creates this action of this lure snapping back and forth in the water. And it looks like a fleeing bait fish. It works year round. In the springtime, works great to entice those bass to eat. In the spawn, a lot of times you can drop it right by the bed or right on the bed that they're spawning, and they'll pick that thing up to get it off that bed. That's when you hook them. Summertime works great when you just jerk it really fast. And then in the fall, it works really great because it looks like a dying bait fish when you snap it a couple of times and let it just fall, snap it a couple more times. Now I used this one time in a tournament I fished, and I was casting it into lily pads. And I would snap it across the top of the lily pads, and when I came to an opening, I would just let it fall. That's when the bass were hitting it. Again, like I said, fishing needs to be fun, and you need to find lures that are fun to fish and catch bass. And this soft jerkbait / fluke is a lot of fun to fish. You can just sit there and just keep twitching it all day long. You can throw it around docks. You can throw it through open water, over the tops of weeds. It's absolutely phenomenal. You can skip it up under docks. You can skip it up under hanging over trees, and you can really get it into some areas that a lot of other lures don't get to. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video today. I'm hoping I'm keeping this stuff simple for you. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on these things, but these do catch bass. If you enjoy this type of tips and information, go ahead and hit like and subscribe button. I thank you so much for joining me today. And you folks have a great day and get out and do some fishing.